Aquascape Designs presents the Water Gardening How-To video. This video will show you the step-by-step process of installing an Aquascape ecosystem, just like the one built for Good Morning America.
All right, has your life become a cacophony of ringing phones and honking cars? Imagine instead contemplating the quiet beauty of a lily pond. In this hectic world, just the sight of water can restore a sense of inner calm. So it's no surprise that water gardens have become tremendously popular. They are elegant, peaceful, and easy to make. How easy? Well, let's find out from our house doctor, Ron Hazelton. He's in Hillsdale, New Jersey, where he's created a water garden for the final installment of our series, Great Garden Escapes. Hello, Ron.
Hello, Elizabeth. Isn't that beautiful?
It is gorgeous.
You know, it's hard to believe that just a few days ago there was just a patch of lawn right here.
Installing an Aquascape's ecosystem at your residence does not need to be a challenge. The first thing you will need to consider when building a water garden is its size and position in your yard. The best size to build a water garden is approximately 11 by 16 or 180 square feet. This gives your fish and plants room to grow. The ideal location for a water garden is anywhere it can be viewed from inside the house as well as out. If you don't have room in your backyard to build a water garden, a front yard one would be a good option. A front yard water garden can really give your house curb appeal. Waterfalls are a feature that no water garden should do without. The biofalls filter that comes with your pond kit becomes a waterfall. The sound water creates cascading over stones is truly tranquil. Gazing at a pond with waterfalls really helps relieve the stresses of everyday life. A well-designed water feature incorporates natural plantings and landscaping options like a bridge or a patio. Landscaping your waterscape finishes everything off and allows you to relax and really enjoy your own piece of paradise. The heart and soul of your water garden is the mechanical skimmer filter and biological biofalls. The skimmer filter works much like the filter on a swimming pool. As debris is blown on the surface, it's swept clean into an easy-to-remove catch bag. The biofalls cleans the water and becomes the base of your waterfalls. Water is recirculated between the two with flexible PVC plumbing. The first step in building a water garden is to lay out the size and shape of your pond with a garden hose. From inside your house, see if what you have laid out looks good from the various rooms you'd like to see it from. When you've decided on a size and shape, mark the area with spray paint and order your supplies. Everything you need, less stones, dirt, and mulch, comes packaged and ready to install. The Aquascape Ecosystem Kit saves you time, money, and aggravation by sizing and assembling all the hardware components for your water feature. From your pump and plumbing to your filters and lights, it's all included. You provide a little muscle and sweat, and the Aquascape's ecosystem takes care of the rest. The first step in your project is to position your biofalls and skimmer filters. Lay the flexible PVC pipe between these filters. It's a good idea to have a few strong backs to assist you with the excavation. The deepest point of your pond should be about 2 feet, with ledges stepping down to this point. Your flexible PVC plumbing that connects the skimmer to the biofalls should be covered at this time. You do not need to bury this pipe beneath the frost line. Simply cover it with your excavated soil. Make sure if you are excavating grass to flip it over to keep it from growing through your berm. At this point, you can hook up the pipe to the back of the biofalls. Simply thread the bulkhead into place and tighten. A PVC coupling should then be threaded into the bulkhead fitting. Once the biofalls are in its final position, mark the perimeter around it with spray paint. This is the area you need to excavate and level. Unless you order a separate stream liner, you will need to position your biofalls on the pond's edge. It is very important that you create a level and stable base for your biofalls. Failure to level the base could lead to future waterfall leaks and uneven waterfalls. The excavation of the pond should be an ongoing process. Remember, you want to shelve the pond in a series of 2 to 3 steps down to the 2-foot center depth. A hand tamper is a valuable tool for compacting the soil beneath the biofalls. A long level will be needed to check front to back and side to side. The bubble should be centered both ways. The PVC glue and primer should be applied to the slip fitting and pipe. Insert the pipe into the slip fitting and hold for a few seconds. The easiest way to check your pond level and the depth is with a transit. You can rent a transit or use a string level and tape measure instead. Just make sure your pond edges are level. Excavate the skimmer hole approximately 21 inches below the water level. Place the skimmer in this excavated hole and level it side to side and front to back. Here is a good illustration of the shelves you need to create when excavating the pond. The width will vary depending on how wide your pond is. The wider the pond, the easier it is to create shelves. Planting pockets for lilies should be dug 4 to 6 inches deep and 12 to 18 inches wide. Digging pockets eliminates the need for plant containers. With the pond excavated and the surrounding soil shaped, it is now time to install the fabric underlayment. The underlayment acts as padding for your liner. Simply contour the underlayment to your excavation. Once your underlayment is in place, position the EPDM liner on top of it. Make sure you lay it out even with your excavation. Contour it to your shelves and make sure it is wide enough to cover the entire pond. Backfill any areas the liner does not spread to. Check your liner for any holes. Patching a hole is easy. Clean the area with the same PVC primer you use on the pipes. You will not need any glue since your patch tape is sticky. Cut section approximately an inch bigger than the hole out of your seam tape. Press and work out any wrinkles and your hole is repaired. You're ready for stone now. Having a few people to help you set them is always nice. Work in team with someone outside the pond tossing stones to someone placing them. Good hand-eye coordination is helpful for this step. An underwater light and transformer comes with your kit. The transformer is also a timer and is capable of holding up to 6 lights if you would like extra lighting. Position the lights so they point away from where you will be standing when you see the pond. Tack them into place with your boulders. It is now time to hook up your skimmer. Use a marker to mark out the outer perimeter of your skimmer opening. Mark a second box about 1.5 inches inside your first marking. Use a pair of scissors and carefully cut out this smaller hole. Insert the skimmer faceplate into this hole. Poke 2 holes in the liner with a nail or an awl and position the 2 upper holes with screws into the skimmer. After you line them up, remove them and silicone the area. Reposition the skimmer faceplate and line up the other corner holes. Poke out the remaining holes and place the screws. The bowls you dug earlier should be filled with topsoil. Make sure these bowls are a couple feet apart so the lilies don't crowd each other. Cover the soil with 1 inch or 2 of non-scented cat litter. The gravel will cover everything. And when you are done, you should have a total of 3 layers. Your vertical edges are already stoned in, so it is now time to start adding gravel. Use smooth, non-limestone river gravel and shovel it into place. Someone should be washing the gravel and stones as they are installed. Silt, dirt, and muddy water should be pumped out using a sump pump or even your waterfall pump provided in the kit. After most of the muddy water has been pumped out, begin filling your pond. While the water is filling, you can work on hooking up the biofalls. Pull the liner up the face of the biofalls and make sure it is not stretched tight at the base. You should also have at least a few inches of extra liner hanging into your biofalls. Position the biofall snout and poke a hole in each corner of the liner. Make sure your hole lines match up with the screw hole. Once you are sure it is lined up, remove the snout and spread the silicone on the biofalls. Reposition the snout and poke out the remaining holes. Once the snout is in place, use a pair of scissors to cut out the extra liner inside the snout assembly. Your project should be moving along just fine. With the skimmers and biofalls set, your outside work can begin. It's a good idea to have a few yards of topsoil delivered to cover the excavated dirt. You want good topsoil to plant your terrestrial plants. The fun and creative part of your project is building the waterfalls. Take your time. Think about how you want the water to fall off the biofalls. You can have the waterfall cascade over a series of stones, or just have it fall directly into the pond. With a separate piece of liner, you can even make a stream as long as you want. Dry lay your waterfall stone and make sure the stones beneath it support it. Position and reposition rocks until you get a look you like. You can trim off a corner of the liner and make an area for aquatic bog plants behind your skimmer. The skimmer overflow should flow into this area, or if you prefer, a runoff area only. Put 3 to 4 inches of gravel, 3 to 4 inches of dirt, and another 3 to 4 inches of gravel on top where the pipe comes in. Topsoil around your pond should also be spread and shaped to form a gradual sloping berm. Stones can be placed behind the biofalls to stabilize the berm. Once you have dry laid all your waterfall stones and are happy with its look, remove your waterfall rock and foam the biofall snout. Set your biofalls rock into place and make sure not to jolt it for at least an hour. You can now foam in the cornerstones, covering the snout's edges. All your dry-laid stones along the biofall's inner ledges can now be foamed. Do not go overboard with the foam because it will expand. When it is still wet, scrape away any extra foam and sprinkle on sand or rock dust to help camouflage it. It is now time to install your pump in your skimmer. Thread in your check valve. This valve prevents your biofalls from draining. Tighten the rubber sleeve and position your white filter pad around the check valve by simply cutting a slot in the pad. Set the skimmer net into place and your skimmer installation is complete. When the pond is done filling, trim the edges of the liner and cover with gravel. Planting the terrestrial plants on the edges really completes the job. It is nice to have a backdrop of tall plants like evergreens or ornamental grasses around your waterfalls. Make sure to put mulch down as soon as you complete the pond to prevent the topsoil from washing into the pond when it rains. Soon now, your pond will be finished, and your fish will be swimming and eating out of your hand. Ah, paradise at last. All your hard work has been rewarded. The thrill of seeing what you have created is wonderful. Each pond is a custom creation, and your pond will have its own personality, depending on how you design and landscape it. This pond is an 11 by 16 high-efficiency kit, and a good size for most first-time pond owners. Now, every time you look into your backyard, you will have something beautiful looking back at you. It is very easy to maintain your pond. Simply sprinkle natural aqua clearer bacteria into your pond periodically to keep the water clean and clear. Periodically check the skimmer net and empty surface debris. Do not be afraid to walk into your pond and trim your lily leaves from time to time. Returning home from a long day of work and relaxing with your water garden is a luxury no one should do without. Installing a water garden in your yard not only lets you reconnect with nature, but also with each other. Good luck with your project, and happy pondering!